Hi, I'm Dan of AppStoreSchool.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create app icons for your app in the Apple App Store. This is the August 2021 edition of this video, and this is part of the roadmap to the Apple App Store. This is a roadmap, actually it's a free PDF at AppStoreSchool.com, where I've broken down the process of creating your app and getting it all the way into the App Store into 7 milestones. And so the creation of your app icons falls under milestone 2, the creation process. And again, just briefly, the milestones are, setting up your Mac in milestone 1, creating your app in milestone 2, testing in milestone 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 is preparing for the App Store. And you might think, oh, maybe the app icon should be done in milestone 6, when you're getting ready to submit to the App Store, because that's where your app icon is used. But as we'll see in testing on milestone 3, we're going to actually see that app icon in use right there on our phones. And so we want to create and deploy our app icons in milestone 2 during that creation process. Again, this PDF is available at AppStoreSchool.com. If you're not a developer, if you never developed before, or if maybe you are a developer but never submitted an app to the Apple App Store, I have a course, Your First App in the Apple App Store in Under 30 Days, No Coding Required, where I walk you through these 7 milestones to getting your first app in the Apple App Store. And it's a great experience. It feels good to get something in there for the world to download and enjoy. And it's actually really easy if if you know the milestones, the turn-by-turn directions, and I provide that for you in that course. So please check that out. And this PDF, this single screen here, and then 7 additional pages of the details, that's a free PDF available for download at AppStoreSchool.com. So please check that out. So let's go back to the App Store icon and show a couple places where that app icon is used. On the left here we have the Apple Store on a Mac in a web browser. So there's one icon there. In the middle, there's the same App Store on a phone, and that icon there is a good bit smaller. The image is enlarged, so it kind of looks the same size as the one on the left, but it's actually a different size. And then on the far right here, we have a little tiny icon in the iMessages interface, where we, in this case here, it's a sticker pack. This is where the sticker pack is invoked. It's invoked from iMessages to add stickers. That's called the events bar down there. And in this, I'm going to go through an example here in a minute where actually I create a sticker pack and create those app icons. But the point is, there are a number of different sizes for the App Store icon, and we have to produce all of them for our app. And we do that in Xcode, which we'll see here in a minute. In the case of the sticker pack iMessage app, it's a horizontal, it's a wider image. Typical apps are just a square image, and in the case of the sticker pack app, we need to provide both. And here is a screenshot in Xcode of where those stickers go. And again, a little later in the video, I'm going to walk through an example here where we drag and drop those images. But you can see here in the project navigation, there's a section for the app icons, and they spell it out in great detail. The size of the icon in detail, so you can see the top left there, 58 by 58, and that's a 2 times resolution of the 29 by 29 point icon for the iPhone. And then working down, we see the next row is for iPad. The next row there is for the actual App Store. And again, that corresponds to that left image there. That's the image used in the App Store. So again, point being, Apple uses the different sized icons in different places throughout the ecosystem, be it the App Store, be it, on the actual device, be it an iPad or an iPhone. Okay, so that's where they go. Let's talk about how to create these images. Okay, so as you can see, there's 13 images there. Well, 13 placeholders. There's actually 12 different sized images, because the 58 by 58 is used twice here. But nonetheless, so we've got to somehow, some way come up with these 12 different sized images for these 13 placeholders. And so basically there's 3 general ways to do it. You can manually create all 12 images in something like Photoshop, and that's doable. If you create a lot of apps, it'll actually save you time if you can use like a web tool. There are a ton of web tools out there. You can Google like create app store icons from an image, where it'll allow you to upload a single image, and then you can download the entire image set. And then lastly, you can use Photoshopped JavaScript extension script JSX to take a single image, or in our case, a pair of images, because we have a square image and then a rectangular wide image, and then create the required app icons. And that's the technique that I'm going to show you today in this video. I'm going to show you where to get that code, and then we're going to walk through an example. But just briefly, the pros and cons of each. The manually create it in Photoshop, that's great. You do it yourself. But the con is that you have to manually create all 12 images, and that's time consuming. The web tool option is faster. It can be faster if you find the right tool, and it can be free. A lot of these tools are free. The problem I found with using them is sometimes they don't have the complete set of images. Again, back here, you see for the iMessage, Apple requires both square and wide rectangular images, and a lot of online tools only provide the square images. A lot of times, too, these online tools provide more images than you need. They provide maybe icons for Android or Microsoft phone, and that's fine if you're developing for those platforms as well. But if you're just developing for the Apple App Store, a tool like the Photoshop JSX tool is very helpful. And then lastly, the web tools, you never know what naming convention you're going to get. You'll see that the script that I wrote names the icons by the size. So you'll see an icon called 58 by 58 .png, and the reason I do that, it makes it really easy when it comes time to drag and drop these. And lastly, of course, when you upload your proprietary image to some anonymous website, they suddenly have a copy of your content, and if that's an issue for you, then you'll want to do it yourself, either manually in Photoshop or using this Photoshop extension, which I'm about to show you. Okay, so the script is on GitHub. There is a link right there. In fact, if you go to GitHub and search for Dan-King, let me bring that up in a browser here. You'll see there is a repository called iMessage Sticker Pack Photoshop.jsx. And so this project is for taking and manipulating images for the sticker pack. And in terms of the app icons, there's a dedicated file called createappicons.jsx. And here you can see that's the path to the image there. I recommend downloading the entire project. And if you just want to create the app icons, you can just do that. And the nice thing about the project is when you download it, clone it, which we'll see in a minute, it comes with some templates, a 1024.png and a 1024 by 768, which is the wider one, that you use to create all the smaller images. And the create app icons JSX file does that all for you once you create that image. And you can use that template to get you started. Okay, so the way it works is after you clone it, and again, we'll walk through an example in a minute, there is that template image in there. It's from, it says I Love San Diego, and it's a Photoshop, it's a PSD file, so there are different layers. And so basically you go in there and just swap out the background image for your own background image and change the text around. So I put an image of a cat there. I'm working on, obviously, a sticker pack called I Love Cats. And you can then just change, what I did is I kept the I love part, but I changed the text and positioned it. And so that was my image. And then I ran the script. Basically, I went into Finder and said, open with Adobe Photoshop. And that script then went through, it took those templates and created the 12 images that you see on the right there that are required by the App Store, starting with the 54 by 40. And again, you can see the naming convention that I use. Remember the screen here where it shows us the actual dimensions of those images, starting with 58 by 58. Well, I had the script names the files based on those exact dimensions, again, so it's easy to copy or to drag and drop, which we'll see there here in a minute in a live demo. Okay, and then once we basically have them, we drag and drop them into their position, and then we're done. We now have an app icon that's going to be used in the App Store, it's going to be used in the simulator, it's going to be used on our phones. And again, that's all part of step 2, that's part of the creation process for this app. And then, and again, the reason why we do it in milestone 2 here is because milestone 3 is we go to test our application. And we're going to test in the simulator, on our own phone, on other people's phones. And again, so I created this app called I Love Cats. I created this app icon. You can see the app icon down there, on the right there, kind of the middle right-ish. And in this case here, in that event bar, you know, having done this already, I can see that it's kind of hard to see. You know, the sticker of that cat, that Maine Coon, you know, it is fairly obvious, but I'm not liking the icon that I did. And so point being, well, first of all, when I go through the demo here in a minute, I'm going to use a different sticker. I think I'll use the little munchkin guy at the bottom left. But the point is, you know, part of our testing process is not just to test how well the app works, but it's the look and feel of it. And the app icon is a really important part of that look and feel. And again, that's why we do this in step number 2. Okay, so in fact, with that, before we go any further, let me just go ahead and switch over to Xcode and create a new project. Oh, actually, hang on, I jumped ahead. Let's go back to our GitHub project. We want to clone our project, okay, this sticker pack. And again, github.com/dan-king will take you to the repository. And then you want to look for the iMessage sticker pack, Photoshop JSX. You do need Photoshop for this. And once you're here, and again, this is all assuming you have your Mac, you need a Mac for developing, we can click this code button. And under the HTTPS option, we're going to click the clipboard there. So we've copied that URL to our clipboard. Okay, now let me go over, let me switch over to Finder. And in fact, I've got a project here already for this sticker pack. Let me just go ahead and create a demo folder that will work from today. So I'll come to demo folder, and I'm going to go right click, and I'm going to go new terminal tab at folder. I like to clone from the command line. So I'm going to type git clone, and then I'm going to paste, right click and paste that URL that I got here, again, by clicking the code and then the clipboard icon that put it on the clipboard. Git clone and then project name. And it is now cloning that repository into my folder. Okay, it's done. Let's take a look at our folder. Okay, so we just created this demo folder, and now we have a copy of this repository in here. And I won't go into detail about how to use this tool for creating the sticker packs. We're just concerned about this script here, this create app icons. But one thing that we need to do is we need to make a copy of this template input file, and we just call it input. The script is expecting a file called input. And again, inside the input there is a folder called app icons. So there's our I Love San Diego and our PSD files. For the moment, we're going to get rid of the PNGs. We're going to recreate the PNGs. Now here's where we come into our Photoshop files. So let me go ahead and open both of these. Right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. And let me just make this the Photoshop window the size of my screen recording here, so we can see what's going on. Okay, and let's see. So here is the image. There's the background of San Diego, which we're going to get rid of. We're going to say you're going to get rid of Diego, and then we're going to change this to cats. We'll move it around in a minute. And then for our image, like I said, in fact, let's just come over here to our Finder again. So I had my daughter create some of these artistic versions of open source images, and we'll take this British short hair, and we'll open up Photoshop, and then we'll come here and we'll go Window Arrange. We'll tile these vertically, and then we'll take our British short hair and we'll just gotta drag him over here, and then we'll come over to this image here and get rid of the background of San Diego, get rid of the word Diego. We'll keep San, we'll change that to cats, and we'll trade like that. Oops, like that. We'll come back here to our British short hair. Why are you beeping at me, Photoshop? There we go. Drag him over there. Oh, come back here, you. Didn't like that. Let me try dragging that one over. There we are. Okay, I've got the British short hair on both of these. Okay, and then what I need to do is come to my layers here and move him down. Let's see here. Let me get him right in the middle here, first of all. In fact, this layer here I need to bring to the front. Let's see. When I made my window smaller, I lost my layers. Okay, oh, there it is right there. Nice and small. Okay, tiny little window. Let's make that bigger. I'm going to move the image to the bottom, so the top part is the text. And then I'm just going to make him big enough to fill the window, and then I'll scooch him over there, maybe that way. And then I'll take our cat's text here and get that to fit in the window there. There we are, that fits. And I'll move the I love over to the right a little bit, like that. And it is going to crop it a little bit. The Apple Store turns it into a, in fact, let me make him a little bit bigger so I can do it like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but this is going to have to do for now. Anywho, you know, for the demo, I won't go any further than this. For that one, because we're just wanting to show the point here. And again, so let's go over to the square image now. Again, because the sticker pack has two different sizes, it's got the rectangular size and the square size. We need to start with two image sizes. And again, here for fun, let's go ahead and move our cats. We can do something fun like put that at the bottom, put the I love at the top. That works as well. And again, doesn't have to be perfect for this demo. We'll just leave it like that. And let's see, maybe we'll just put them right next to each other like this. Oops, shrink him down. And then get our cats. Shrink that down a little bit. Oops, move it and shrink it. There we are. Okay, very good. And then here what we're going to do is we're just going to do a file quick export. In fact, that's off the screen a little bit, but what I'm doing is I'm going to Photoshop browser, I'm doing file export, quick export as PNG there. You can see that on the screen. This is the 1024 by 768 PNG file. And then here, this one here, we're going to do the same thing and go File, Export, Quick Export as PNG. Save that. Okay, so now back to our Finder window. Here's our demo. Here's our input folder. Here's our app icons. And sure enough, oh, I didn't save these. Let me save that. Not that from this point we don't need. The script doesn't use the Photoshop file. It only uses the PNG, but I saved it anyway. Okay, so we have both file types here and both sizes. And again, you know, we could, if we wanted to, go back into Photoshop and recreate all the sizes needed from these two files, or we could use a web tool. But what we are going to do instead is we are going to run this script called Create App Icons. The nice thing about it, it knows that if you have a folder called Input and App Icons, and these two files, 1024.png and 1024 by 768.png, it will create the images for you. And I'm not going to go through the code right now, because the whole point of this is to show you how you can deploy to the App Store without writing any code. You know, you can use code. We're going to use code today, but we're not going to write any code. So I'm just going to click here, Create App Icons, and I'm going to say Open With. And we want to select Photoshop and say it. And I'll say Always Open With, and we'll say Open. And it's going to go through and do its thing. And it has given us a message. iMessage app and sticker packs icons successfully created. Yay. Let's go back to our Finder window. And look, there's an output folder. That was not there before. It's there now. Look, app icons. Woohoo, look at that. here's a brand new folder with 12 different icons, and starting with a 54 by 40. And you can see in the preview it's very grainy because it's a small image. And this is displayed on that event bar, as we'll see in a minute. And as we get to larger sizes, we get better resolution. And again, Apple uses these different sizes in different parts of the ecosystem. Okay, so now that we have our app icons, let's go ahead and create an app. So I'm going to go ahead and launch Xcode. And we'll just create a real simple sticker pack app to get us going here. Let's close that project. I'll go here, it's off the screen. I'm going to do file new project. Okay, and so here the pop-up, it's telling us, it's asking us what kind of app we want to create. This example, we want to create a sticker pack. It's already selected there, so we're going to say next. We're going to say under product name, I love cats. And then we're going to click next. And then I like to create a date-based folder for. Oh, actually, hang on. Let's do this. Let's go into, because we're in a demo here. Let's go into our demo and create demo Xcode, and then we'll see. We'll put it in there. And then just for the sake of testing, because this is a sticker pack, it needs some stickers. And then the beauty about sticker packs is that all we have to do is drag and drop some pre-created stickers. So let me just grab some of these that my daughter has done already for us and make that window a little smaller. I'm just going to take all these images and drag them on. So there's our stickers. And now the point of what we're doing here is the app icons for these stickers. And again, so we created our app icons using that JSX, that JavaScript extension code. Remember, we cloned the repository. We ran the create app icons on our template files in the input folder, and it created the output folder, app icons. And so now we can just start dragging and dropping from our Finder onto, in fact, let me do it this way. Let me start from here. What I'd like to do is I'd like to do a visual 58 by 58, and I come over here to my Finder window and say, oh, there's Finder, or there's the 58 by 58. Next is 87 by 87. Right there in our Finder, easy to spot. 120 by 90, easy to spot. 180 by 135, easy to spot. Now, you might be saying, why don't you just drag and drop the whole folder so you don't have to do it one at a time? Trust me, I have tried that. It doesn't work. You have to do each of these one by one. As of Xcode version 12, I'm running on Catalina, and Xcode 12 is the latest and greatest for Catalina. If you have Big Sur, the latest and greatest operating system, well, then you have Xcode 13. And I have not upgraded yet, so I don't know if in Xcode 13 you might by chance be able to drag and drop the entire set. But the nice thing is, because these are named, the files are named exactly what the dimensions are, I don't have to think. I can just I can talk and work at the same time. Imagine that. What a concept. Okay, so now we have our stickers, and let's see them in use. Okay, so let's go ahead and select a device. Let's do the iPad 12 Pro Max for fun as our device for our simulator, and we're going to click Run. And so Xcode is going to build our sticker pack, and drum roll, we expect to see an app icon that we just created there in that simulator. So we have a status here waiting for iPhone 12 Pro Max to start. I see some activity here. Looks like it fell behind the window there. It's promising. Okay, and as the simulator is doing its work, okay. Yahoo! Look, there's our icon. And here in the event bar is our I Love Cats icon. Now, and again, and then from here we can actually, drag and drop our stickers and send them. So a test message here. This is the Maine Coon that I used in the earlier version. Now, in my case here, when I look at that tiny little icon, I really can't tell that that's a cat. You know, so me as a developer, you know, as part of milestone 3 testing, I'm going to try some more images till I get a nice cat image that pops out. But the point is here, we created our sticker pack app without a ton of work. And that was the goal of that process with the Photoshop JSX. And so with that, I'll say, you know, thank you for watching. Appreciate that. And again, this was milestone 2, create. You know, so now that we've created that, I'm on to milestone 3, testing. And part of that testing is you know, go back to create and finish that. In my case, I want to find a better image to use for that App Store icon. But the nice thing is, I didn't spend a lot of time creating 12 different ones. All I have to do is go into my Photoshop now and create a drag and drop a different background and re-export the PNG file and then rerun the script. You know, I don't have to fiddle with all the different sizes again. That's the beauty of using a script to do that. And again, we didn't change the code. We didn't write any code today. We just used code that existed. And so with that, once our app is complete, and it's completely tested, we will then move on to preparing screenshots and completing the rest of that workflow. And again, so here's an image of a simulator. This is the iPhone 12 using my previous I Love Cats icon, which wasn't great either, so I'll keep at it. But the point is, you too can develop an app for the App Store. A sticker pack is a great way to start if you've never done that before. I have a course, Your First App in the Apple App Store in Less Than 30 Days, no coding required, and as the name implies, we go through the whole process of creating a sticker pack from start to finish. We go through all 7 milestones. We don't write a single line of code. And so if you're not a coder, but you want to get into the App Store, this is a great course for you. If you are a coder already, this is still a great course for you because the steps that you'll learn in these milestones will be the same steps that you take for the great masterpiece that you write, you know, with your own code later on. I have a 100% money back guarantee, 30-day money back guarantee, so there's no risk. And to top it off, I'll give you a $100 discount on your enrollment in September when you use the offer code MILE7, MILE7, the number 7, in checkout. And for the September enrollment, I have a special competition going on. So everybody who enrolls, we're going to have a competition to see who does the best sticker pack, and we'll vote on that amongst ourselves. And the winner will get a genuine Apple Watch. So a lot to be played for. And the beauty of this is when the Apple Watch or not, when you get your sticker pack into the App Store, not only can you make a little bit of money, you know, my daughter and I, we do these sticker packs for fun and we make a couple dollars here and there, but we really love to see the comments that come in. Some people really like the sticker packs, and that kind of makes our day when we get a nice review, and that can be yours too. If you're not ready to take the course, how about just getting started with the roadmap? It's a free roadmap, or it's a free PDF available at appstoreschool.com. Go ahead and let me show you the web page there. If you go to appstoreschool.com, you'll see there's a picture of me and my dog and a little bit about the sticker packs. There's the last one we did, the I Love Dogs sticker pack. In August, I'm doing the I Love Cats. But point being, here on the website, right at the top, download your free PDF is where you go, and it'll take you through the steps there to get you your free PDF of this roadmap to the Apple App Store. We covered a portion of milestone 2 where we create. Part of the creation process is the app icons, and I hope you learned something today from watching that. And once again, I am Dan, appstoreschool.com, and I'll see you in the App Store.